This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. That was the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use.
President Trump says he has instructed his lawyers to scour through America's museums to rid them of exhibits he considers woke, specifically citing exhibits on slavery. President Trump targeted the Smithsonian museums, saying they are, quote, out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Back in March, the president signed an executive order directing the Smithsonian Institution, which runs more than 20 museums in Washington and elsewhere, to, quote, celebrate American exceptionalism and remove divisive or partisan narratives. Last month, the Smithsonian removed references to Trump in an exhibit on presidential impeachments in the Museum of American History. Mentions of Trump's impeachments were later restored, although with changes. Now he's complaining about exhibits on slavery, although during his first term, he visited the Museum of African American History and Culture, which tells the story of slavery and celebrates African American accomplishments, and he called it a, quote, truly great museum done with love. It's not clear whether President Trump actually has the authority to tell any museum, including the museums of the Smithsonian Institution, what to put on display. The American Alliance of Museums, which represents museums across the country, says that no president has the power to impose the kind of review that Trump says he is now ordering. The organization has warned that the president's actions represent a, quote, growing threat of censorship against museums in America. President Trump.
Before I get started with this live lesson, I would like to give all praise and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Hakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop, the great millstone that taught me this truth that ruled well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful 144 elect. This is your brother Kawas coming to you with another lesson in this truth, 24/7, 365. Once again, Israel, this is what I do to get you in the mood. Kwam Nasharala. Rise, Israel. We got next, baby. Any day now, guaranteed. Can't wait. Book it. The two most important things you'll ever know as a Hebrew Israelite in this knowledge, in this truth, is the name of our power, which is Yahweh, and the name of his son, which is Yahweh Shai. Esau Edom, E-S-A-U, Esau Edom is the so-called white man. He's not white, but he's red. He's our red, sinister Hebrew big brother enemy, Esau Edom. We are Jacob of the Bible. The title of this lesson is America with a triple K. Esau trying to hide his past. I just played a video of DJ T wanting to eliminate or get rid of or downsize or change the narrative of the Smithsonian museums across the country that displays information about slavery, about poverty, about America's past toward the American Negro, Latino, Native American, Seminole, Indian, and Haitian. So he's hiding from his past. And my preface precept was in the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5. And it reads, behold being see, I am against thee, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, of the armies of heaven as well as earth. And I will discover your skirts upon your face. So the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is being revealed of who he is. And he doesn't have a problem with that because this damn devil wants to be everyone except himself. But he can't, a cobra cannot hide himself for long. A snake cannot hide himself for long. A scorpion cannot hide himself for long. They may go into the ground, into the dirt, and may hide for a moment, but eventually they will come out and bite. And that goes to real quick. I'm gonna try to get this out. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Let's go. I go to the blue letter. Why not? I have a couple of blue letter tabs. Most of it is the KJV, Apocrypha online. But let's go to, I believe that's Second Thessalonians. No. It's let's see here. I believe that's it's either. I want to say no. Second. Let's try verse. Let's try chapter 1. Second Thessalonians, chapter 1. Let's see if this is what I'm looking for. No. Let's see. Let's try First Thessalonians. Bear with me as well. I'm putting this up raw. First Thessalonians, is it 3? No, Salakia. Let me get it. Bear with me. I know what I want. Let me get it. Just bear with me. First Thessalonians 1. Okay, I'm about to look it up real quick. Just bear with me. Yeah, let's see. How does that go? Matter of fact, let me get my sword. Hold on. I'm looking for when he will let. Let me get that. I know it's right here, but bear with me. You know, sometimes you get information overload when you study so much like I do. Sometimes you on point with it, and then here it is. It's Second Thessalonians. I was there too. Second Thessalonians. Bear with me. Second Thessalonians. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want Second Thessalonians in the blue letter, and I was there too. I was just, I made a mistake. Second Thessalonians 2. Real quick. All right, let's get right to the point. It says, right. I started verse 3. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Now, what led me here? I was saying how DJT, this Nahum 3 and 5, led me here, where DJT wants to be everyone but him, but who he is: the Edomite, the Idumean, the caveman, sleazy E, the abomination that makes desolate, the border of wickedness, the harbinger of death. Nahum 3 and 5. Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. So there's nothing you can do about it, Esau Edom. And now he's so proud that he really don't care that you know he's the devil, but he's still trying to hide it. Let me prove that. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. And that's what he's trying to deceive you by trying to eliminate or downsize or downgrade or change the narrative of slavery in the Smithsonian museums across the country. I mean, that's arrogant, bold to try to change the history. But how does the story go? He who wins the war tells the story. Right? It's his story. So he wanted to be his story, not our story, his story. Second Thessalonians 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. And that's what DJT and these lawyers are trying to do by changing the narrative of slavery in these museums. For that day shall come. And we're in that day now. What day? Nahum 3 and 5. Where Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua will discover your skirts upon your face, Esau Edom. It says, except they're coming or falling away first. And Esau Edom, you fell away. We fell away as a nation already. The Hebrew Israelites, beginning in 66, 70 AD, we fell away. So that's the beginning of this prophecy of you being discovered. Except they're coming falling away first. And that happened 66, 70 AD. And here's the second part of the prophecy. And that man of sin that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who's that man of sin? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The devil the Bible speaks of, the harbinger of death, the border of wickedness, the son of perdition, right? Verse 4, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Yahweh. That's very arrogant, proud for you to, I'm going to change history right in your face, America with a triple K, or that is worship, so that he, Esau, Edom, Waslaki, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh. He wants to be everything. He want to be everything except who he is, the devil. I want to be an Israelite. I want to be sit in the temple of God and show himself that he is God. The Pope. The Pope sits in the temple, tries his best to sit in the temple of Yahweh and show himself as Yahweh the Pope. Another Edomite, Amerikkite, small hat, Gargamel, gutter rat, wide nose. So that's all I wanted. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. I'm putting this up raw. So let's go back to this Nahum 3 and 5. Yahbashim Brakatah. Brakathum to the brothers on the comment board. GMS Yahweh Sop, hopefully elect 777. Subscribe and be edified. And King Rayad, GMS strive for masteries 144. Yahbashim Brakatah, Brakathum to you and your households. Malak. I believe I got this. Yeah, I got it where y'all can see it. But let me display it real quick. Khan, no, I don't want to hide the chat over. So let me, yeah, Khan, y'all on my screen, Khan. So I don't have to necessarily go to it. Khan. Y'all bounce Barakathah, Barakathum, the water. All right, let me go back to this real quick. I'm going to try to get this out. Nahum 3 and 5. Behold, I'm against thee, says the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, that this damn man is a liar. Inside joke. Use a lie, E40. Inside joke. And I will show the nations thy nakedness. But he don't care. Esau Edom don't give a damn that the nations know that he's the devil the Bible speaks of, the son of perdition, the harbor of death, the border of wickedness. He don't give a damn. That's how proud, arrogant he is. And I will show thy nation thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. Let me get one more and let me get another video. Isaiah 47 and 3. Your naked, thy means your nakedness shall be uncovered, that you rape, rob, murder, pillaged the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians out of their land, robbed them of their finances, their history. I was talking to a brother yesterday. He's in a wheelchair, and I believe he's a Gadite, but he don't believe he's a Gadite, and I can't prove it that he is, but I believe he is. And I was telling him that we can't figure out who we are. I believe I'm from Judah, but I could be Benjamin or Levi, but I believe I'm Judah because I tried to already test the spirit by the spirit. I already kind of see if I was down with the, Benjamin and that spirit of over there in the islands. And I was like, nah. Then I thought I tried to get with the Haitians and that spirit of being a Levi. I was like, nah, I think I'm an American Negro, man. I think I got the spirit of Judah. But a lot of people believe that. But I believe I got the spirit of Judah. But a lot of these Jakes in America are Gadites, Reubenites, man. So I believe he's a Reubenite. But the reason why I brought that up is because Esau Edom has records of his family. Esau can go back to the 13, 14, 1500s when his parents came here. They got all that information. But we don't. Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Finally, yea, the nakedness of who you are, the damn devil the Bible speaks of. What is it? It says in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, that man of sin, the son of perdition. Isaiah 47 and 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. And it's being uncovered now through his boldness, his arrogancy. He don't give a damn. I'm bringing the heat on DC. You niggas in DC. I'm bringing the heat on y'all. Why? Because I'm bringing the heat on the Northern Kingdom through ICE. So I'm gonna bring the feds on you niggas in DC. Memphis, you're next. South Central LA, you're next. Houston, you're next. The Bronx, New York, you're next. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, your shame shall be seen, Esau. But he's trying to hide that shame at the museum. Don't want you to see what a slave hut look like. Don't want to see what those chains look like. Damn, I don't know if I'll be able to go to it, but if you type in yokes of iron, you type in slavery, yokes of iron. Man, they had a shoe that that you would put on and had spikes in it. Now these yokes of iron around our neck prevented us from laying down. We wasn't able to lay down. How you gonna do a man where he can't lay down and rest himself? You goddamn devil! I'm already feeling myself. I'm already 30,000 feet up. You know, I'm not on the runway no more. I'm already in the air, man. I'm already rolling. But I'm trying to find that. They say these chains weigh, man, like 15 pounds minimum. Let me see if I can find iron shoe. Let me see if I can find this shoe, bro. I got it in my phone, but let me see if I can find you this shoe. Esau probably took it out. Okay. Let me type this in. Bear with me. My typing is terrible. Nah, they're not gonna show that shoe, bro. Okay, so this is the closest I can get to it. Okay, you see this shoe right here? Picture the back of the shoe where your heel go. It is it has spikes in it. Let me see if I can get it a little bigger. Just imagine right here. They're not gonna show it for some reason. But just imagine where your heel go in this shoe, that where your heel is, spikes. So you can't put your heel down. So you got to walk on your tippy toes. They got devices where they would like squeeze like a nail through your fingertips. So they would put your hand inside this device, and they would squeeze your fingertips with a nail, and it just penetrates through your nail bed. Torture. That's what they would do to the women, because they didn't want the women being damaged too well. So they would just damage their fingertips. And he want to hide that. Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, you damn devil. Yea, your shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. Yahweh shall take vengeance. Let me get this real quick. That we know that Yahweh is going to be the one that's going to take vengeance for us. Apocrypha. Just come on now. Here it is. Come on now. Apocrypha online. Okay. Check this out. I believe that's Isaiah. Come on now. Let me get. Oh, this is the devil messing with me. It's cool. I just go to the blue letter. You can't stop nothing, devil. You can't stop nothing. Let's see if it'll pop. Here we go. You can't stop nothing. Come on now. Okay, here we go. Let's go to Isaiah, Psalm 60. Psalm 60, real quick. I believe it's verse 8. Verse 9. Psalm 60 and 9. What led me here? Isaiah 47:3, where it says the second half, I will take vengeance. This is the Most High Yahweh speaking. I will not meet thee as a man, Esau Edom. Yahweh is going to avenge you, Esau Edom, for the controversies of Zion. Isaiah 47:3, second half, I will take vengeance. Led me to Psalm 60 and 9. Who will bring me into the strong city? What's the strong city? America with a triple K. Who will bring me to the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Who is that? Yahweh Shai, who's a melanated man with a beard, afro, and an attitude. Verse 8. Will not you, O Yahweh, which has cast us off, and he did, but not anymore, we're off our punishment. Lamentations 4, 20, 21, and 22. And you, O Yahweh, which did not go out with our armies. At one time, he turned his back on us. It is what it is. But we're back, though. Don't every child get off of punishment? Eventually, we're off our punishment. And Esau Edom knows it. We're waking up to who we are. And now the curses are upon Esau Edom now. They're struggling. They're on the highways and the byways begging for food and broke. Digging through. I seen 2 Edomites this morning, a man and a woman, digging through the trash can. The curses are now upon our enemies. And the number one enemy is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Verse 11, Psalm 60 and 11. Give us help from trouble, from this damn devil, this arrogant, proud devil. Give us help from trouble, Psalm 60 and 11. For vain is the help of man. Verse 12, here's my point. Here's check this out. Psalm 60 and 12. Through Yahweh we shall do valiantly. We're going to win. We're going to win through Yahweh. And it's said Yahweh Shai. For he it is that shall tread down our enemies. And it's happening now for the shameful spewing of Esau Edom. So that was Psalm 60, verse 8 through 12, Nahum 3 and 5, Isaiah 47 and 3. Let me grab one more. I'm going to get another video. Malachi 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom says, this was the so-called white man says in his spirit, in his mind, we are impoverished at one time when they were living in the Caucasus Mountains, eating out, sharing each other's bowl. They would eat out the skull of their parents. They would drink and eat out of the skull of their parents. And they would wash and bathe themselves in the same bowl that they eat and drink out of. So when they would wash themselves, the man would wash himself first, spit in the bowl when he's done, pass it to his wife. She would wash herself up and freshen herself up. Then she'll spit into the bowl, give it to the child, so forth and so forth. Now, let me prove that to you. When I was in nursing, I was working at a congregate, which is a house that has patients. And I guess this particular day, my nurse assistant was occupied. So I don't mind helping. Hands-on nursing, baby. It is a nurse. You're supposed to get involved, right? So my patient was an older Edomite man, maybe in his 60s at this time, and he was taking a shower. So I'm overseeing him. This is part of nursing. You know, you see naked white men, okay, naked Jakes, naked women, all that, right? Make a long story short, so he's in the shower chair. I'm overseeing that he don't fall and bust himself, right? Okay. What I saw this man do was stand up, wipe his butt, wipe his balls and his butt. Then he wiped his face. I seen this man stand up, wipe his balls and his butt, then wiped his face. That's the nastiness of Esau, the profaneness of this damn devil. Malachi 1 and 4. We are impoverished. You damn right you're impoverished. You're nasty. Wearing your clothes until they disintegrated, eating ticks off each other. Letting your beard get nasty, long, and just like a damn beast. We are impoverished in the Caucasus Mountains, but we will return. And they did return and build the desolate places. When the so-called white man was in the Caucasus Mountains, the Most High put the spirit on him to pay attention to us. He noticed how the men, we Israelite men, we worshiped our God. And we were masculine and dominant. And we worshiped our God. And we ruled in righteousness. He noticed that our women was in order. Our women was in order. And we had multiple women, wives. So when he said, I will return and build the desolate places. So when he got in power, he said, number one thing we must do is get rid of their power. And it talks about that in the Apocrypha. I'm not going to go to it. I'm not quite sure. It could be either the Maccabees or it could be in Baruch, where it talks about that when he got in power, he took away when Esau Edom got built the desolate places, when he got back, when the Most High gave him back power, he number one thing he wanted to do was get rid of our power out of our name. So he got rid of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah and start allowing us to call on God and Jehovah and Jesus. He got our women out of order and dominant and masculine and disrespectful and loud. Our men, instead of being masculine and dominant, they're beta males. So he took away our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. He took away our masculinity, our dominance, and he got our women against us. So the women are not in order anymore. They're jealous of each other. Our women were never jealous of each other. And if you were jealous of each other, if you got multiple wives and one woman is out of order of your wives, the other wives would check her. See, women check each other. You see, so he had to break that up. Let's keep going. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. Malachi 1:4. But we will return and build the desolate places. And they did. Thus says the Lord Yahweh of hosts. They shall build, and they did, but I will throw down. And he's throwing down America with a triple K now. Rome 2.0 now. And they shall call them, we're going to call you, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the abomination that makes desolate, the border of wickedness. We shall call you the border of wickedness, the harbinger of death, the son of perdition, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh, the Edomites, is the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation, righteous anger forever and ever, ever. Let's get another video real quick.
President Trump is blasting the world. President Trump is blasting the world.
Use fair use, fair use, fair use, Copyright Act of 1976.
World's largest museum complex as he pushes for a rewrite of American history, posting on Truth Social, quote, the Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is.
Wait a minute, see, everything discussed, that's the truth. Your country is horrible and disgusting. Where's our stimulus checks at? I thought Doge found $7 trillion. Where's the stimulus checks? California, the cost of living is high as hell, bro. Gas is part of our budget, bro. What the hell are you talking about? Your country is horrible and wicked. It's horrible, and let's keep going.
Is everything discussed is how horrible our country is.
Our country is horrible. Concrete everywhere. Everybody broke, stressed, overworked, underpaid, sick, depressed, overwhelmed.
How bad slavery was.
Slavery was bad, you damn devil. Shit, this is hell. Welcome to hell. We're in hell now. Slavery is bad. If you think being not able to pay your rent is bad, just imagine having to walk on your tippy toes all goddamn day because you can't put your feet down because the heel in your shoe got spikes in it. Just imagine having a yoke around your neck and you can't lay down. Slavery was bad, you damn devil.
And how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future.
There's no there's no brightness in America. We're still stressed out, overworked, underpaid, broke. There's no brightness in this place, man. There's no future except ICBM, thermonuclear missile, hellfire. And you know it. That's why you're trying to spin the narrative. You can't handle the truth, you goddamn devil. Pray for me is where I'm already feeling myself.
A top-down review of the Smithsonian's exhibits, collections, and internal processes is already underway. Now, a White House official tells NBC News that Donald Trump plans to extend his focus beyond the Washington-based institution, saying he will hold the Smithsonian accountable and then go from there. Joining us now, presidential historian and professor of history at Rice University, Douglas Brinkley. Doug, I haven't been to the Smithsonian recently, so I'm not quite sure what it's like in there, what the exhibits are like. Have you been in the past couple years?
Yes, I'm there all the time. And in fact, I'm afraid what President Trump's trying to do is whitewash history. He's really
whitewash. Let's look up that word, ChatGPT. I think I got it up. No, I'm going to go to this one. Let's go whitewash. Bear with me. My internet's kind of acting up a little bit. Come on now. Come on now. Chat GPT. Let's type in whitewash. Bear with me. Whitewash has several meanings depending on the context. We don't want that one. Let's go to the second definition. Whitewash. To whitewash something means to deliberately, he's deliberately whitewashing, deliberately hide or gloss over, downplay it. Oh, it wasn't that bad, brother. You niggas are strong. Damn, it's a scripture. Yeah. I think I can type it. Punishment you were made to serve. Let me see if that's it. Punishment you were made to serve. Right, what you were, because this might be, let me see. I believe this is it. Let me see here. Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass that it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give you rest from your sorrow. All right, let's go back. Now let's go back to where it says whitewash. Whitewash. To whitewash something means to deliberately hide or gloss. So he wants to downplay slavery because he know we're strong. Oh, you Negroes, y'all made it through. Y'all, look where you are now. You made it through. You know why we made it through? Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass. That's a prophecy. In the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from your sorrow. That's the new kingdom. And from your fear, and from the hard bondage wherein you were made to serve. See, we were made to serve this. We're the only nation of people, you Black, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indians, and Haitians, that could have handled slavery. The Chinese man tried. He couldn't do it. The Chinese man was over here trying. The Chinese man was over here trying to work. All the Chinese man could do is maybe make some tea, maybe build a few little knick-knack paddywhacks, but he wasn't able to work hard like that Indian, like that Native Indian, that Seminole Indian, that Negro. The white man can't work hard. His hands he can't be in the sun all day. His skin get weaker and weaker, and he start cutting himself and all that. Let's read that again. Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord Yahweh. In that day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from your sorrow and from your fear and from your heart and from the hard bondage wherever you were made to serve. And we're almost done serving this hard bondage. Real quick, back to whitewash. To whitewash something means to deliberately hide or gloss over unpleasant facts. Slavery is an unpleasant fact to Esau Edom. Crimes, rape, rob, murder is a crime. Or errors, putting your little brother Jacob in slavery is an error to make something look better than it really is. Woo, man. Back to the video. Man, where was it? It was right here. Let's get back to that. That was a beautiful point he said.
Yes, I'm there all the time. And in fact, I'm afraid what President Trump's trying to do is whitewash history. He's really aiming to undo slavery. He doesn't want us to follow the timeline of our country, and that happened. If you go to Smithsonian and look at Black American history, you'll see things that, how do you object to, Chuck Berry's Red Cadillac, or Harriet Tubman's hymn book, or, Romaine Bearden, the great painters, works on the Great Migration. I don't know what the beef is, except there seems to be a not liking of true Black history, and it seems to be aimed at the Biden and Obama administrations to the degree that Joe Biden had signed an executive order saving as a national monument Springfield, Illinois, where you had the lynching and the riot of 1908, or putting a spotlight on Tulsa riot of 1921, just the decimation of the black community there, or dealing with lynchings that took place in the South of black people. It seems to me President Trump wants to whitewash all of that in some kind of patriotic fervor as he bangs his drum marching to America 250 on July 4th.
You know, I'm an educated person. I've got a college degree. I went to a good high school. And I didn't learn about the Tulsa race riot until I watched a show on HBO, and they portrayed it in the beginning. And I said, wow, that's a horrible thing. And then I realized, oh my God, this really happened. And that's when I learned. That was only a few years ago. That's when I learned about the Tulsa race riot. So
you see, that's what he does. I already brought that out already. It says, Nahum 3:5. Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Nahum 3:5. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. That female says she just found out about the Tulsa, Oklahoma a few years ago. Black Wall Street, and there was many Black Wall Streets, and the kingdom thy shame. Let's go over it one more time. Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Everyone's starting to realize who you are, and you know it. That's why he's trying to quickly hide it, whitewash it. Yea, your shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Malachi. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great. This is the Apocrypha. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. And the Israelites, we are the righteous people, but the 144K men, the Lord will, I'm part of that number. We are the righteous man that are standing in great boldness week in and week out on the highways and the byways, teaching his truth and doing our sit down. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him. Who's afflicted us? Esau, Edom, a so-called white man, and made no account of his labors. So he's even more by not giving us any reparations. And we've accepted it, the 144K men, the hopeful elect men, and Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We've accepted the fact that we don't want reparations. The reparations we want is your ass in slavery, your ass in chains in our kingdom of the new kingdom under our rulership, God's. Just imagine how it would feel to be a slave to a God. That's your future. That's your reparation, Esau, Edom. That was Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and 1. Real quick, let's go to this GNT of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Check this out. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 in the GNT. Wicked people are wrong when they say to themselves, our life is short and full of sorrow. Who's the wicked? Job 9:24. I got that queued up. No, I don't. Let's go to Job 9:24 real quick. No. Let's go to Psalm 17:13. Let's go to Psalm 17:13 real quick. Psalm 17 and 13. Okay, well, let me hear. Wisdom of Solomon in the Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 in the GNT, where it says, our life is full of verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 1. Wicked people are wrong when they say to themselves, our life is short and full of sorrow. Wicked people, right? That's the word, right? Let's go to Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him. Who? The wicked, Esau, Edom. Cast him down. Who? Esau, Edom, a so-called white man. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is your sword. Remember the Isaiah 14 and 3, that the bondage that we were made to serve. Esau, Edom was one of the reasons his spirit was created to put us in bondage. One of the worst punishments can be done to you is your father giving your enemy your possessions. Let's say you got a bike, a motorcycle, a 125 or a 250. You got a big bad crib. You got a Rolls Royce. You got everything. And he give it to your enemy. So your enemy is sitting in your house, eating your food, driving your Rolls Royce with your women. Your enemy is. That hurts. And you on the street, broke. So he gave what we have to our enemy, Esau, Edom, a so-called white man, our sinister, wicked, big brother enemy, Esau, Edom. Our life is short and full of sorrow. That's how they feel. Psalm 17:13. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is your sword. Whose sword? The Most High Yahweh's sword, his weapon. The so-called white man is a weapon, a plague, a sword. Here's my point. Psalm 17:14. From men. So the Most High Yahweh's sword, the wicked is a man, a men, which is your hand, oh Yahweh. My voice keep acting up. Hold on. From men, which is your hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and these Edomites and the Amalekites, they do, whose belly you fill it with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes, which is generational wealth. They have generational wealth. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, in the GNT. Wicked people, the so-called white man, Amalek, the fake JEWs in our land over there, Esau, Edom, the Europeans. Wicked people are wrong when they say to themselves, our life is short and full of sorrow. And when it ends, there is no escape. No one has ever been known to come back from the world of the dead. Verse 2. We were born by chance, and after our life is over, we will be as if we had never been born at all. You damn right. Our breath is no more than a puff of smoke. You damn right. Your kingdom is falling apart. The arrow is pointing down on America with a triple K. Our mind is nothing more than a spark thrown off by the beating of the heart. So this is how Esau feels. When the spark dies, our body will crumble into ashes, and our breath will become part of the empty air. Verse 4, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, in the GNT. In time, no one will remember anything we ever did. In the new kingdom, the scripture says in Job, it's going to be like a dream, but we're going to know what you did, devil. That's what you hope, that no one will remember what you did. That's why you're trying to get rid of the slave history in the Smithsonian Museum. In time, no one will remember anything we ever did. Even our names will be forgotten. Yes, in the new kingdom, in Job, it talks about you will have no your name, the men and your nephews will not, and your sons will have no name in the streets. Our lives will pass away like the traces of clouds and vanish like the fog in the heat. Verse 5, our time on earth is like a passing shadow. There is no escape from the day of our death. That's the end of America with a triple K. It is fixed and no one can postpone it. You damn right. Your destiny is already fixed, Esau. You're going to get put in slavery. The nuclear missiles are going to hit. You're going to be destroyed. Almost done. Verse 6, the wicked say, come on. Now that they've accepted their fate, listen to their spirit. Listen to this damn devil's wicked, demonic, savagery spirit. The wicked, Esau, Edom, a so-called white man, the fake JEWs, Amalekites, the wicked say, come on, then. Let's enjoy the good things of life. Let's ruin the planet. Let's put concrete everywhere, synthetic meat, seedless fruit, tax everybody. Let us enjoy the good things of life and live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care. That was during slavery. Let's drink the most expensive wines and use the finest perfumes. Let's not miss a single flower in the springtime. Let's take advantage of every opportunity we have while we in power, and they have. Before the roses wither, meaning when the missiles fly, let's pick them and wear them in our hair. Verse 9, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, in the GNT. Let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree revelry. Concrete everywhere. seedless fruit, no fruit trees, allergies everywhere, chemtrails, cars, pollution, plastic. Life owes us that much. You a damn lie. Life owes you slavery, you damn devil. Verse 10, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and the Apocrypha and the GNT. Will, listen to him. Will means we will. We will oppress the poor. Might as well. We're at what is it? Revelation 12 and 12. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau, Edom, has come down unto you, having great wrath. Wrath, let us oppress the poor. Wrath, coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. Wisdom of Solomon 2, in the Apocrypha of the GNT. We will oppress the poor, even if they are righteous. We will show no respect for widows or old people. I'm gonna go to verse. I'm gonna go to verse 13. Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 11. We will call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. And they did get what they want. They got America. They put us in slavery. No one ever got anywhere by being weak. That's why when it's stories about when we got off the slave boats, the men, when we got off the boat, and they would kind of like stand, line us up. They would look at the men who were the most angriest, that looked angry. They would look at the men that were strong, and they would beat their brains and murder them in front of everybody, even the women. So the men that had an attitude that was ready to go to war and kill these damn devils, and the strongest men that were lined up, they would immediately kill them in front of everybody, especially the women, and then tell our women, if you don't get these other men in line, your sons, these other men, your brothers, we're going to do them the same way. So as the women and our children and the young men are walking away, they're seeing their most strongest and boldest men, brains busted out on the ground. Let's read that again. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 of the GNT. We will call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get away. It's like I'm a little excited. We will call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. No one ever got away by being weak. So they were able to get away with beating in our men that was the strongest and the most boldest by beating their brains in. They got away with it because by said no one get away by being weak, right? Verse 12, righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. What? Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So if righteous people is a nuisance, well, what is wicked people? So let's look for chances to get rid of them. They are against what we do. You damn right. We are anti-concrete, anti-plastic, anti-chemtrail, anti-seedless fruit. Let me get this out. Pray for me, Israel. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 in the GNT. Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. They are against what we do. That's why he's trying to get rid of he's trying to whitewash the slavery. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses. You have, and violating the traditions of our ancestors. Last but not least, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 13 in the Apocrypha. They claim to know Yahweh, and we do, and they call themselves the Lord's children. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Man, that was fire, wasn't it? Let me get one more video. Check this out. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976.
Is what we want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a
fair manner. It wasn't fair when you put us in slavery, you damn devil. Damn, Esau, you a coward, man. Nigga, you should be able to give with this. You got to bring it to get it, right? You got to bring behind to get behind. You gotta bring it to get it, right? He don't want to bring it. This type of nigga, like I said, he'll shoot you from a distance. He'll fight you from a distance. That's why he have drones and rifles. He's not about hand-to-hand combat because he's a coward. Perfectly, Israel.
We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner or in a racist manner, which is what many of them, not all of them, but many of them are doing. Our museums.
Oh, bear with my brother's on the comment board. Let me get this. Bear with me. Let me get the brothers on the comment board, man. Artificial wombs in China. Khan. This nigga wants to take away a woman's right to bear a child. That's like a man's right to make love to a beautiful woman or a woman of his dreams. This nigga Esau takes away that. So he wants to take away a woman's right to have a child. Let a robot carry and nurture your baby in a artificial womb, and a robot's artificial womb. Khan King Rayab. Let's go. Same brother, GMS Strive for Mastery, 144, subscribe, be edified. King Rayab. Proverbs 29 and 27. An unjust man. Esau Edom is an unjust man. Talking about, we just want to make sure it's fair and right. Is that what he just said right here? What did he say? Let's read it. Listen to this devil.
We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner.
In a fair manner. Not in a woke manner.
Woke manner.
Wait a minute. I got that. I got that queued up. I'll get back to your precept. Malak, check this out. I got that queued up. I talked to Chat GPT and I put in woke manner right here. The phrase woke manner typically refers to behaving or speaking in a way that reflects awareness of social injustices. Ding, ding, ding. Wait a minute. He said, what did Trump say? He said, let's read it. Let's listen to it one more time out of his mouth.
We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner.
So he wants the history of these museums to talk about his America with a triple K in a fair manner. Fair is where you judge pigs. A fair is where you judge pigs. Ain't nothing fair under you damn devil. He said in a fair and not in a woke manner. So the term woke manner means it typically refers to behaving or speaking in a way that reflects awareness of social injustices. So these museums is speaking in a way that reflects awareness of social injustices, particularly related to race, gender, sexuality, and inequality. It comes from the slang term woke, which originally meant being awake to social and political issues, especially those involving systemic oppression. Systemic oppression. Back to the video.
Or in a racist manner.
You're a racist. You about your people.
Not all of them, but many of them are doing. Our museums have an obligation to represent what happened in our country.
And that's what they're doing.
Years, good and bad.
Okay, good and bad. Accept that.
But what happened over the years in an accurate way.
So that's not accurate. That's the problem. You can't handle the truth.
President Trump is now ordering a review of the Smithsonian museums, accusing the institutions of focusing too much on, quote, how bad slavery was. He made that comment in a social media post yesterday. The president says he will subject the museums to the exact same process his administration has conducted at universities, which have faced federal funding cuts over DEI and anti-Semitism concerns.
We go from attacking affirmative action.
DEI and anti-Semitism concerns.
We go from attacking affirmative action to attacking equality, to attacking diversity, e pluribus unum, and now we're talking about exhibits. By the way, it's not just him; it's his supporters on CNN. The permission structure is being sent around. No, we need to talk about it, and we need to talk about it. And Rev and I have talked about this a great deal because the arc of the American story is extraordinary. What has happened in this country? You want to really tell a great story about 250 years? Talk about how a guy raised in abject poverty became a state legislator in Illinois in 1933 and spent the next 30 years dragging a racist, recalcitrant nation to emancipating Americans, black Americans. And how you have Frederick Douglass at the same time, sort of, going at him, but at times also being an ally with him. And together, they helped bring us out of that terrible chapter in American history. You can talk about, a guy like LBJ, who was opposed in many ways to the 1957 Civil Rights Act, transformed 7 years later to pass the most extraordinary civil rights legislation in 64 and 65. That's the story we want to tell. It is a story of a country that continues to move towards being a more perfect union. And sometimes we take some steps back. But it's an inspiring story for future generations to tell. We have to tell that story. It inspires future generations that no matter what we're going through, we can do better. We can be better.
Check this out. Let me get one. Check this out. This is let me get this real quick. Listen to this. One more. Let me get this. Check this out.
When they attack black people after they've been murdered, when they did absolutely nothing wrong, you're pushing us to the limit. And what do I mean by that? You're asking us to talk about history, the history of the South. This is in Georgia. What happened in Georgia? There were savages in Georgia. It was the ancestors of the white right-wingers. They were absolute savages. They murdered people, they lynched people, they raped people, they enslaved people. They took babies from their mothers and sold them as property. You want to talk about savages? Your ancestors were the biggest savages the world has ever seen. And so don't you dare call a black man a savage after you murdered him. Don't you dare do that. I'm so sick of African Americans being called violent when the world's worst violence was done to them, not by them, to them, not by them. For God's sake, you want to do racist stereotypes? If it fit anywhere, and it doesn't, but if it fit anywhere, it would certainly fit white right-wingers in the South, who has hundreds of years of history of being savages. Savages! They snatched babies, and they sold them as property, and they raped their mothers. Savages! That's what they were. You want to talk about stereotypes? Screw all of you who still defend that Confederacy. That monstrosity. Anyone who defends that is a barbaric savage.
And he looks like a Northern Kingdom. Imagine. Real quick, let me do this real quick. Let me see if bear with me. Let me see if I can get this here. I thought, yeah, I want to. That's why I'd rather do that. So show it on it. Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah, there we go. No, I want that. Yeah, no, that's what I want. Okay, real quick. Let's get so I read this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 in the GNT. Let's get this Daniel 7:25. Daniel 7 verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High Yahweh. Against the Most High Yahweh. Who speak great words against the Most High Yahweh? Esau Edom, the Pope, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. He's been wearing us out. with this lifestyle of Rome 2.0, America with a triple K lifestyle. The image of the beast is wearing out the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites, especially specifically the 144K hopeful elect men, and Lord willing, I'm part of that number. And think to change times. He's trying to change, whitewash the narrative of slavery and laws. Every Friday, Saturday is a Sabbath. Got to go to church on Sunday or whatever. Times and laws, daylight saving time, spring forward, fall back, and with daylight saving time, change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands this power to change times and law, this power to wear out the saints, this power or this opportunity to speak great words, and they shall be given into his hands until a time. And we're in that time that has been given to us, and times and dividing of times. That's the new kingdom when your ass get put in slavery, you goddamn devil, when those missiles fly. So you're at the end of your kingdom, Esau, and you know it. We know it. You know it. So we expect you to come out with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time. We expect you to come in like a flood, and Yahweh shall lift up a standard, an answer to your flood, to your civil unrest, to your no jab, no job, to your medical martial law. That was Daniel 7, verse 25. Habakkuk chapter 2, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. You are filled with shame for glory. How can you have shame for glory? But that's Esau. That's a proud, arrogant devil dog, savage, that have shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let your foreskin be uncovered. Your foreskin, your nasty foreskin is going to be uncovered, Esau, Edom. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand. You can read about that cup in Psalm 75. And then it's also in Revelations. Not quite sure what chapter, but it's in Revelations. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand, and it's not good. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand is not good. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee. Woo! And shameful spewing shall be on your glory. That's not good. Finally, shameful spewing shall be on your glory. Remember right here it says you are filled with shame for glory. Okay, well, after the Most High, as at this time, at this moment, the Most High Yahweh's cup, Psalm 75, I believe in 8, the Lord Yahweh's cup is upon you, is turned unto thee. And as it's upon you, because we had to drink of that cup of Yahweh's right hand, and now you're drinking of it. And as you're drinking it, shameful spewing, not shame for glory, shameful spewing shall be upon your glory, you damn devil. Last but not least, Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, bare naked, butt naked, bucket naked. I have uncovered his secret places, that he's the devil, that he's the abomination that makes desolate, the border of wickedness, the harbinger of death, the son of perdition, Esau, Edom, the devil the Bible speaks of. I have uncovered your secret places, that you are the destroyer of earth, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Beautiful. It's like a fat man trying to hide behind a skinny pole. His seed is spoiled. His offspring. Psalms 58 talks about they're born speaking lies. So when Esau, Edom have babies, their babies are little baby devils. They grow up, they're baby devils and grow up to be adult devils. His seed is spoiled. And his brethren, the Russians, the Amalekites over in the fake JEWs in the land of Israel, the Europeans are and his neighbors, the Europeans, UK, Switzerland, Australia, and his neighbors, and he is not. Real quick, got another one on the comment board. Let's see what you got for me. Yeah, I'm sorry, Slakia. What you got for me? King Rayab Khan. You speaking Saint Yegor? It is Turkish, but he might. Khan. Oh, my bad. He might be a Jake. It's Khan after that speech. Khan. Oh, yeah. Oh boy, I was speaking right here. So his name is Saint Yegor. This brother right here. King Rayab said he may be Turkish. This brother right here. He may be Turkish.
When they attack black people,
he may be. He said he's Turkish. But like he might be a Jake because we was over there in Turkey, laying with those women over there. So he might, but his spirit, like you said, he got. I thought because his spirit is like he's tired of this damn devil. So yeah, he could go back to one of us. But yeah, we'll know in the new kingdom of Khan a lot for that. So yeah, this your brother Kawas Balat. Hopefully this was edifying to the point. Israel, perfectly. I'm praying for you. Kwan Basharala, Rise Israel. We got next, baby. Any day now, guaranteed. Can't wait. Book it. The Rock of the Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Arakat Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the hope 144 elect. Like this, your brother Kawas Malak. This has been America with a triple K Esau trying to hide his slavery. Did I give double honors? Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the 144 elect. To the next one, Israel, to you, I say Shalom, Abba, Babal, DTA. Shalom. Once again, hope the lesson was edifying to the point. Shalom.